Each and every year, over 800,000 snowbirds migrate to the state of Florida, and a lot of them are coming for the white sand beaches, the beautiful weather, and that's why today we're going to be breaking down why so many snowbirds are coming to Florida, what are the biggest differences in the weather in the winter and summer months, and what are some of the biggest destination spots for snowbirds to come visit. What exactly is a snowbird? A snowbird is essentially somebody who lives in a northern state where in the winter it gets very cold and they decide, hey, this cold is a little bit too much for me, I'm going to go to a warmer state. So it's typically people who come from colder northern states down to southern warmer states in the winter time. One of the most attractive things that brings people down to Florida is going to be the climate and the weather. Florida's winter climate is a haven from the freezing temperatures in the north. Here in Florida, the average temperature in the winter is anywhere from 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And it also comes with very clear skies. So what that means is it leaves tons of room for activities and it allows you to live a very outdoor lifestyle, being able to go to Disney, the beaches, playing golf with your friends, and visiting all the different attractive things that Florida has to offer. And it's not just the weather that attracts so many people to the state of Florida. It's also the low cost of living. With no state income tax and with low cost for dining and entertainment, your budget is going to be able to stretch a lot further, making it a very smart financial choice for any retirees or winter visitors. But what about summers in Florida? As you can guess, it is very different from the 70-degree weather with clear skies. You are typically gonna find yourself with higher temperatures and also higher humidity levels. For a lot of people, it can be a little bit too intense. Now, for somebody who's lived in Florida their whole life, it is something that I am very used to, and to me, actually, I prefer it over the cold. But for a lot of people who aren't used to it, it does take a little bit of time to adapt to the summers here in Florida. Now, with that being said, because it is warmer, summers are going to be a little bit calmer, less crowded, and a little bit more relaxed. Now, when it comes to housing, one of the biggest trends we've seen with snowbirds is purchasing short-term rental properties. The reason why it's been such a popular thing to do is because maybe they come and use a property for 2 to 3 months, and then the rest of the months throughout the year, they rent it out via Airbnb. So they have the potential to use the property when they want to, and the rest of the time they are renting it out and even creating a profit for themselves. Now, one big thing to consider is if you are looking to come down during the winters, this is when the rental prices tend to skyrocket because there is so much demand. You really want to start planning ahead of time or even considering making a purchase as a secondary property or an investment property like I mentioned earlier in the video. That's why short-term rental homes have been such a hot commodity here in the state of Florida. Now, if you're not looking to make a purchase and you do want to stay for 2 to 3 months, you want to start negotiating with landlords early and seeing if you can span it an extra couple months to get a discounted rate. Now, where do snowbirds tend to go here in the state of Florida? Well, the most obvious places is the beaches. On the coast, some of the most popular destinations are going to be places like Clearwater Beach, St. Petersburg, Naples, Florida. And then you're also going to have a few places on the East Coast like Palm Beach, Miami, and Jupiter Beach, Florida. Now, Florida is packed with a bunch of kind of more boutique, smaller beaches that I could highly recommend to you. And my number one place to recommend would be New Smyrna Beach. It is about an hour away from Orlando, Florida. It's a really relaxed, charming town that has a lot of boutique, fine dining restaurants, and it almost makes you feel like you're in a movie. If there is anybody looking for one of those underrated spots, New Smyrna Beach is definitely one of the places to visit. Overall, the beaches are going to be one of the top destinations, but there are also a lot of things to do in the center parts of Florida. Now, South Orlando is jam-packed with so many parks and attractions like Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and my personal favorite places to go are going to actually be the water parks. Now, not only the parks and attractions of Orlando, we're also going to have places like the Villages. The Villages is a 55 plus community located about an hour north of Orlando, Florida. It is consistently the best selling and fastest growing master plan community in the entire country. There's over 130,000 residents as of today. Now in the villages, they have home prices ranging all the way from $200,000 to over $1 million, and their properties spanning over 33,000 acres of land. Another few cool things to know about the villages is that there's 100 miles of golf cart paths, there are 5 water towers, and over 1,200 miles of water mains. Now in the villages, one of the biggest reasons why people want to live there and visit is because of the golf. They currently have 32 executive golf courses, and by the final build out of the villages, they will have 35. If there are any golf enthusiasts, this is definitely a place to visit. Now, if you go about 45 minutes west of the villages, you are going to run into Ocala, Florida, which is notorious for being the horse capital of the world. With it being the horse capital of the world, back in 2021, they built the largest world equestrian center in the entire world, where they host some of the most amazing equestrian events. So if there are any equestrian enthusiasts, Okala is going to be a place you definitely want to visit. Now, to give you a perspective on the pricing of homes, here in the state of Florida, the average price is $397,000 for a single family home. If you're looking for a property close to the beach or within 5 to 10 minutes, you're really going to be looking at a minimum of $500,000 for a very traditional 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home. If you're looking to be a little more central, you can find a property anywhere from $250,000 and up. Now, my personal tips for any snowbirds looking to make that move here to Florida for the winter months. The first thing is find a place that suits your lifestyle. If you're somebody who prefers having a nicer home with a bigger piece of land at a more affordable price, then I'd recommend somewhere in West Central Florida. If you want to be on the beach, you really want to take a look at what's going to be best suited for you, because going to Miami is very different from going to Naples. You'll want to make sure that the place you're looking for is going to really suit your lifestyle. The second tip I have for you is to plan accordingly. If you and your family have made the decision that you want to spend time in Florida in the winters, then it is very important to plan accordingly, do some research, and maybe take a fun little trip where you can go visit a few different spots to find out what is perfect for you and your family. Now, if any of you are looking for some guidance on where to be based off your personal preferences, I have a real estate team here in Central Florida, and we help people purchase primary, secondary, vacation homes, and investment properties here in Florida. So if you are looking for a little bit of guidance, we tailor suit our services based on exactly what you and your family are looking for and what are going to be the most important things for you. With that being said, my friends, my name is Renzo Montaiuti. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to drop a comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.